Good morning, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. And as you can see, Mr. Mowgli has decided to join me on the table here. We are coming up on the week where Mars is going to be going direct on the 29th. Now, I think the reading that I did a few days ago, we were talking about, I was mentioning that there's some movement going on and there's movement under the surface. So for those of you who feel like, man, ain't nothing happening, things are moving under the surface. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not happening. Come on, Mowgli, sit down. um, like a cold germ. You can't see a cold germ, but you can still get a cold, right? So, pardon me. I'd first like to tell all of those people who've contacted me about Akashic Records readings, thank you so much. And if you have, any of you out there have an interest, this is completely different work from tarot card reading, okay? There's only so much the tarot can tell you or do for you. And typically what I found in doing the Akashic Records is that when someone contacts me about an Akashic Records reading, they're already at a point where they're trying to make that evolutionary spiritual jump and they just can't seem to get to that next level, okay? It's why people, they tell you, astrologers tell you, don't get married before your first Saturn return. And that typically happens around, your mid to late 20s, because those marriages typically never work out. Come on, Mowgli. So if you have any, I know the price, it's a pricey reading. That's why I offer 3 different payment options. It's not where, let's say, if you make the 3 monthly payments, you have to wait until you make all 3 before I get started. You make that first payment, I get started. And I trust in the integrity of those people who have to make the payments, that they're going to complete the payment even after it's done. So this is you trusting me with the information that I get and helping you. And it's an exchange. That's really what it is. It's just an exchange. Money is simply an energetic exchange. That's really all it is. So, what was I going to say? I do etheric cord cutting, and those are for if you've got some negative energy with someone and you can't seem to shake it. This is typically good after a breakup. Because you can, and you're having difficulty, your emotions are all over the place. So it's good to be able to cut that energy of whatever it is, if it's pain, hurt, betrayal, anger, to kind of cut that and realign you back to your divine energy blueprint, okay? And all that means is that it realigns you back to where you need to be. Receiving your energy from divine source and not from another person or situation. You can go over and take a look. I do offer 30-minute free phone consultations for anybody who's interested in one of those one-off services for Akashic Records reading, even for the Akashic Records reading. Any questions that you have, I can answer those for you in the phone consultation and tell you if that's what you need or if you need something else, or, it's to help you make better choices and better decisions, and taking responsibility for working your way through whatever situation you find yourself, in. Because a lot of times when your mind's all jumbled and your emotions all jumbled, you simply can't see what is around you or before you, and you can't see your way through. Well, that's where people like me come in. I'm here to help you do that. So it behooves you to take full advantage of those things. I think I'm going to bring back the numerology reports. I had them up. There wasn't a lot of interest in them. But I do spiritual numerology, which is completely different. I can tell you what's going to happen around your Saturn return, or I can tell you what's going to happen in a pinnacle year, your challenge years, what your personal challenges are, the best way forward, how to direct your energy into the things that you need to be directing them into so that you can stay in alignment with what it is you're supposed to be doing. So I'm continually trying to refine and redo some of the products that I've offered before, At some point, someone was saying, I can't wait for the pay what you want. Look, people, I did it during the Mercury retrograde. I knew better. I knew better. But I don't know what I was thinking, and I wasn't thinking, to be honest with you. But I am going to try to bring that back. I'll try to make that announcement way in advance. My friend Sally Kirkman is still doing her astrological one-question reading, pay what you want. I had mine done. I was like, wow. So please take advantage of that. I'm going to have the link to the page, Pay What You Want, Sally Kirkman's Pay What You Want page in the About box. And go over to the website and take a look. I'm sure there's something there that's within your price point. You know, and as always, you know, if you have any questions, you can always email me. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick mini reading, a mini cross, just to kind of see. We only have what, four or 5 days in this week. Today's the what, 26th. So we have 4 days left before July 1st. Can you believe it? And Lou and I are going to be getting together. I expect Miss Lou's going to be coming down, I think, this Friday. And we're going to hit that beach and do our tarot on the beach. And that's going to be mini readings for donations in Corpus Christi, Texas on Padre Island. So I hope that some of you that are in this area will get an opportunity to come out and meet with us. And if you've never had a tarot card reading in person, that will be your opportunity. You're going to have both of us there at the same time. You can sit down in my chair and then get up and go to her chair. So I do hope to see some of you out there. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Mowgli. Come on, Mowgli. Don't do it. All right, I guess he just wants to sit there, so I'm going to let him. I'll take you back to the shelter. Okay, mini reading, mini cross. Come on, Mowgli. I need you to sit right there, honey. Well, look at that. Look at that. All right. Now, my cards are in the focus in the center. I have the Seven of Cups. At the root of the matter is the devil. In the past, what's influencing or influences from the past, the Queen of Swords. The unknown element, or the element that can influence the future, is this Empress. And then to come, we have the Eight of Cups. Now I have the 7 and the 8 right next to each other. Now, the way the mini cross works is this is the energy flowing from past to future. Okay, and this is, well, it's not, it's an element that's influencing here. It's like, okay, I don't even know if I'm making any sense. But I have this Seven of Cups in the center. That's our focus. And this is the card of illusions, fantasies, having so many choices, you don't know which one is the best for you. This could also speak to, in a sense, psychic influences coming in. But the 7 planetary governors are represented on this card. And that's your Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, Pluto. I forget the other ones. Uranus, which represents the Tower. Or it is the pause right before you're about to make a decision and you're not sure if it's the right decision. And that's why we have that thing underneath the shroud there. Okay. Now, at the base of the spread, the foundation. It's the devil. And this could be confusion surrounding sexual relationships. It could be confusion surrounding repeating the same mistakes over and over again. It can be fear of failure or fear of success. Some people have that and they don't realize they have it because it's subconscious. You know that person that they work all the way up to doing something. They got everything in place and then they do something to sabotage it and it falls through. Okay. And that's a fear of success. And a lot of times I was having a conversation with a friend of mine I hadn't talked to in a long time. And my friend said something very, very interesting. Well, sometimes I react and say things. I phrase it in a way that goes back to the way I was treated in the past. And a lot of times it's probably unconscious, that I do that. And I thought that was great that they came up with that insight. Matter of fact, I gave that person an Akashic Records reading, and that's what Akashic Records do, is they all of a sudden they just kind of clear the air and you can see things that you've been completely blind to. And I thought that was really great, that the person was able to make that connection. But then I got tickled too, because for the most part, a lot of times, all of us react, say things, do things from an unconscious level. We can't be conscious of it because all we're dealing with is the conscious. That's why it's called the unconscious or the subconscious, things that can trigger you. And you react viscerally or knee-jerky or, in that manner, but that's coming from a subconscious place. And most of the time we don't even, we can't recognize it because it is the subconscious, but I said that already. So anyway, I'm going to pull Sabilas on this devil because this devil can also represent being limited. Now, when I see this Seven of Cups and this devil together, what it speaks to me is that this is really not associated with another person. It's really all about the unconscious trying to surface for a lot of us. Get some water. Always wanting to be right, always wanting to be in control, afraid to take a hard look at ourselves. Maybe something has been presented to you and it's really, really good. It's going to be really, really good, but yet there's something inside of you that's telling you, no, don't do it. Or creating those little doubts, those little voices. You got the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. And this is what that reads like. And the reason why I say that is because Mowgli, because I have this Queen of Swords here. And the Queen of Swords is all about getting to the truth and recognizing the truth, standing in your own truth, and inviting others to do that as well. So in a sense, it kind of reads like a tug of war with your higher self and your ego, because really this card is about the ego. Bottom line, those material pleasures or those material things that you can become attached to, those people that make you feel good or make you feel like crap, that you are attached to. And then the ego is very, very aware of itself. So that's why when you're trying to make changes, it'll come in and bring doubts. Okay. Because it doesn't want you to change. It wants to stay exactly where it is. Well, you don't grow spiritually if you stay exactly the way you are. And we're here to grow spiritually. This could also be about those people who ignored their doubt or ignore that inner voice and go ahead and do something anyway, and then they can't figure out why the hell they're in the situation they're in. Okay? Mowgli, come on. The people are trying to see the cards. Sit right there. So this queen is coming in to kind of clear the air. She's holding, let's say she's holding the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is having the mental clarity to just kind of cut through all that crap so we can get on with the business of evolving spiritually. Okay, the Queen has come, and it brings about this energy. If you can do this, this is a very fertile time for you to do this. Okay, and if you can do this, you can uh, start to reap some abundance in those areas where you've been feeling like there's lack. Love, money, spirituality, relationships, friendships, me time, you know. So the energy is here. And remember, Venus rules both Taurus and Libra, by the way. And Libra is all about the one-to-one relationships that you have with people. And then Taurus is about the relationship that you have with yourself. So the time and those two things, okay, are very, very connected in this spread. Because you can say, in effect, this might be Libra. All right. She represents the air sign. And what this card, the Eight of Cups, is saying to you is that you may have to put down some of those things and walk away from them, even if they made you feel good. And you're being asked to walk away from those things that used to feel good or that you thought were good for you, but they no longer are. They no longer serve you. And if you can do that successfully, and nobody's saying it's going to be easy, then you have this ace coming in. And this ace is a fresh emotional start. It's a fresh spiritual start. Um, it is the opening of your intuition, the opening of your heart, the opening of your spirit. And when you are open in that manner, then you can attract those things that you've been wanting all along. You know, money can't buy you everything. Now, look, money can buy some things, but it can't really buy you everything. That's why you see all of them rich, super rich people got all of that money and then they be all jacked up. Their kids are jacked up. You know, they don't worry on one level, but you know, not all things can go well at the same time. If that was the case, life would be pretty damn boring and we'd never grow. We'd never grow. So I want to read on this devil, and then I'm going to quickly pull a 9-card Heart Oracle Tarot spread. So let's see what this devil is telling us. I mean, this could literally be walking away from relationships, cutting off those people that are draining you mentally, physically, financially. You know, I see these two cards together. They can sometimes speak of having addictions, you know, and you know, in America, everything's an addiction. So this could be a card of addictions. This could be a card of someone spending too much time fantasizing about things and not actually doing them, because sometimes the devil is just about, you know, do it and worry about the consequences later. Okay. But you have to be willing to accept the consequences, what they are. So choose wisely, choose wisely. Okay. He represents all the things on the earthly plane. The devil does. So let's take a look. You know, if you've been trying to kick an addiction or something, the energy is here for you to do that. You know, again, as I say, that's not going to be easy, but this is where those relationships are going to come in for you. And really, this is a relationship spread. It is a relationship to others and also the relationship to yourself. And having a relationship with yourself, a healthy relationship with yourself, will allow you to bring in healthy relationships, attract those outer healthy relationships to yourself. Now, the message that I'm getting, in whatever way you're feeling limited or repeating the same patterns or having issues letting go, I have the Militare. It's like the universe has come in and said, okay, that's enough of that now. The Superbia, you know, because you've really been all wrapped up in your ego. This is what this card means. Wrapped all up in your ego, and this is where you are now. You're stuck. And you may think that you can still continue on and still receive the same gratification and satisfaction that you've been receiving. But times, they are a changing. And in order for you to keep step with the times, you have to be able to grow spiritually. Now, the second message is that if you can move away from those things that no longer serve you, it's going to bring about success for you, abundance, in more ways than you can possibly imagine. That guy's got the laurel wreath, he's got the ring, he got the money, and he's sitting down and he's thinking back over his journey of how he got there. Okay? Now, you can't make the journey to something new unless you leave something behind. Okay? So don't be dragging old crap into the future with you if you can help it. I know that's easier said than done. Now, that was a really good message, and I needed to hear that myself. I'm a worry wart. That's what Virgos do. And I need to learn to stop worrying so much. Now, I've already pre-shuffled these cards. Oh, hey, hold it. Well, now look who's come out. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow. Wow. Okay, wait till I tell you. So hold on. That's beautiful. Just two cards to just fall out. I'm going to include those in the spread. We're going to continue the message and see what the cards have to say. Okay. Wow. Here's a couple here. Well. And the Two of Cups. Now, didn't I do that the other day? Right in the center, we have some repeater cards here. Okay. And in the center is the Seven of, the Chariot. This is a major arcana. This is the Chariot. Okay. So the cards are Success and Growth, which is the Eight of Wands. Nurture, the Empress has made a reappearance. Okay. Here is the Emperor, the lead card. So as I said, it's a couple. The Seven of Wands, choose your battles. Remember, I was just saying that. Pick wisely. The Chariot, the Temperance card, which is called Balance. Okay. The High Priestess has come out. It's called Listen. The Eight of Coins, Dedicated Effort. Hang on to your hats. The Tower, it is called Rebuild. There's our Mars energy. Well, rapidly things are about to change. This Emperor and this Empress as a couple, this may be a romantic relationship, but can also be just a partnership of two equal people. One comes from the softer, nurturing side. The other one comes from the more logical, established side. Now, if you're not in a relationship with anyone, then you're going to be asked to find the balance between these two sides of yourself. As my friend put it, creative service, okay? Which I thought was beautiful. We kind of lose a little bit here, but this is in the past. This is our past column. We have the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the High Priestess. And again, it kind of goes back to that Devil and that Seven of Cups. You know exactly where you want to go. but there's been some battles going on, and this is internal struggles. The sevens always speak to the internal struggles. And so you're going to have to decide now, what do you want to take with you moving forward? Okay. Because more than likely, whatever issues you're having now are really issues from your past. Okay. And you're reacting and behaving and doing the same things that you've done before. And the reason why you're running into blocks and trouble is because you're resisting changing. Whenever you resist, it makes it difficult, you know? So you have to learn to surrender and just kind of go with the flow. Yes, I know it's scary as hell. It really, that's the ego. That's what this guy's all about, okay? That's the ego and the devil telling you, you know, it's going kicking and screaming. It doesn't want to go because it likes exactly where it is. But, you know, if it's no longer serving you, you know, choose wisely. It says choose your battles. You know, and if you're tired of fighting the same thing, then what does that mean? That means you got to do something different to change it. When you don't like your circumstances, you change them in the best way that you can. And you do this by first listening to your intuition. Okay? Because that small, still voice will never, ever, ever steer you wrong. And this could be what the problem is you've been doubting what you've been feeling, or doubting what you've been hearing, or doubting the signs that are being shown to you and the synchronicities that are happening. You've been doubting that. That's why you're in this Seven of Wands space. And this is in our past role. But the other thing is that in terms of relationships to someone, you also have to listen to them too. Okay? And maybe that's why we have this road down here. Now, coming across choose your battles. And if you can figure out why it is that you're battling, and you can kind of resist, if you can stop resisting and just surrender, you get to move. Okay? This is the Chariot card. You get to move. Okay, you free up that stagnant energy of trying to fight against change, fight against it, fight against it. And once you let go of it and free it up, you get to move. Now, of course, you're going to need some balance once you start moving because, hey, man, I just came out. I don't know what the hell just happened. So you need to reorient yourself. Okay, and that too could be what these cards are talking about. Balancing the yin, where is he? The yin and the yang. The softer side, with the more logical side, okay? And if this is speaking about a relationship, a romantic relationship, you know, you guys are going to have to find some kind of balance, okay? Maybe some of your relationships have kind of been on the rocks and you've been thinking about splitting up and going your separate ways. You know, that may be so if things just, you know, if it just looks like it's not going to change and it's no longer serving you. I mean, that's a harsh thing to say, but that's the truth. Or you just met someone and then all of a sudden it's starting to look real familiar to you and you're picking up on those signs, you know. Well, there's two things you can do. If you really like the person, you can choose to let go of those past experiences because that's what's influencing what's happening now, and try to view them from a different perspective, a different light. Or you can just say, okay, whatever. But sometimes you meet a person who feels very familiar to you, but you know, there's friction in the relationship. And there's friction because maybe there's a lack of trust. Maybe the communication styles are different. Maybe you're just plain downright scared. You know, maybe that person's been hurt. Maybe you've been hurt and you're afraid to take that plunge, you know. But if something's telling you that this is, you know, this is really worth devoting my time to, then pick it. And it is only by paying attention to what you're hearing, whether this is coming from your higher self, your spirit guides, your intuition, and also hearing the other person. And I say that because these two cards are juxtaposed each other. And that's going to take work. Okay? That's the 8 of Coins. It's a dedicated effort. Choose your battles. It's a dedicated effort, but the effort is going to pay off. What is going to happen, it is going to be a tearing down of old structures, a tearing down of old beliefs, a tearing down of old fears, a removal of walls and barriers, to bring about something brand new. As you can see, that's a beautiful Tower card, and she has these wings behind her. Okay, and see, she's holding her heart. So the Tower, even though sometimes it may come, endings may suddenly come, they came because it was no longer serving you. And maybe some of you have met someone new, but it's been really rocky going and you can't quite figure out why. It's because you're trying to interact with each other from past old relationship bases. And so that's going to be coming down now so that you can build something brand new. And look, this Two of Cups has been coming together. Okay. And this card to me, even though it's got like what you would think is a dad and a kid, okay, that can be so. But it speaks to me of your adult self coming in and healing your child self, your inner child, okay? For some of us, our inner child is still very much alive, very wounded, and very confused. So if you can come in and try to figure out how to heal your inner child as the adult, it's going to tear down those things that have been preventing you from having a Two of Cups. And that could be in any sense that you have a Two of Cups, a business partnership, a friendship, a family relationship, and indeed a romantic relationship. We have the Eight of Wands. You know, surely things are going to be there. There's true abundance around this. There's true abundance around this, okay? And the time is right to move now, you know? So this card is going to be about making compromises, um, getting in touch with yourself, and making compromises with another person in whatever capacity that means. But this is all about the struggle, the ego, trying to keep you exactly where you are. I hope this message helped you. This line, the abundance moving, energy moving, you know, and working. That's like the Apprentice card, that Eight of Coins, you know. You've already, perhaps some of you have already put in a lot of work, okay? And just know that if you maintain your focus, okay, and your objectivity, and don't let the shadow side of you come out. Yeah, see that? The shadow side. Harmonize those energies within yourself, and suddenly your way will become unblocked. And that's how this Tower card reads. There is no shock. There is no unexpected events. This is simply a time of rebuilding. And you have this beautiful energy here with the Chariot in the center. And you have two sevens sitting next to each other. So a lot of this really is speaking to self-esteem issues, and to eights, which means that, you know, the time that you're taking alone now is and working on yourself and working on those things that you need to work on. It's going to give you an opportunity to rebuild something bigger, better, greater, finer, lovelier, sweeter, richer. You know, the sky is going to be the limit, but you have to make the choice to do it differently to get that result. So that's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped you this morning. They really did help me. Let's get ready for the Mars energy, people, whoop, whoop, because it's coming. And I hope to hear from some of you. Inquiries about the Akashic Records reading, etheric cord cutting, the numerology. I told you I'm getting ready to start, not soon, but I'm working on starting my evolutionary astrology course and get my certification and start doing evolutionary, and that's past life astrology, looking at the karmic relationships in the past lives through the astrology of two people, relationship work, children, mom and dad, boyfriend, brother and sister, working people. That, and I want to tell those of you again, if you can get down to the beach, July 3rd, come visit Louisiana Lou and I for tarot on the beach. We'd be most happy to have you. So until next time, I'll probably come back with the Mars going direct. I don't know how that's going to be. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be exciting. So until next time, namaste.